Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Philosophy of Life channel, where you can reflect, awaken, and connect with your true self. Today, we will listen 16 signs you're about to have a spiritual awakening and how to use it to change your life. Spiritual awakening is one of the most beautiful, isolating, and confusing experiences a person can have in their lifetime. Spiritual awakening is the first step in embarking on a spiritual path. In the absence of spiritual awakening, we spend our lives trying to fill the void of unhappiness by accumulating material things like wealth, fame, power, and respect. The reality is that spiritual awakening can happen at the most inopportune times. It is both a terrifying and a beautiful thing. There is no way to arrange them. They come out of nowhere and turn your life upside down. The hidden gifts within them are there just when you need them most. Spiritual awakening is a call for freedom that comes from deep within. If you listen to their call, you will find your life transformed into something meaningful. If you do not answer their call, your life will become a graveyard. When you have a spiritual awakening, you have the ability to see through the lies that are prevalent in this world. You know deep down that nothing from the outside world has ever brought you true happiness or fulfillment. And it never will. This deep understanding leaves you yearning for something deeper, something more fulfilling, something that will make you feel whole again. Spiritual awakenings can be triggered by anything from the most mundane experiences to the most dramatic changes in a person's life. Things that happen in your life that shake things up, such as quitting a job, moving to the wrong house, getting into an accident, and having other people open spiritual doors for you, are some of the causes of spiritual awakenings. While spiritual awakenings can happen unexpectedly, for the vast majority of people they are triggered by major life changes or traumatic life experiences. These can include life-threatening illnesses, car accidents, divorce, war, pandemics, mental health crises like depression or anxiety. You may notice signs of a spiritual awakening by anything that inspires you to look at your life from a more spiritual perspective. Stages of spiritual awakening. Stage 1. Discontent, despair, and lost. What we call the dark night of the soul is what you experience during this stage. This is a time of confusion, disconnection, alienation, depression, and deep dissatisfaction with life. You are searching for something, but you are not sure exactly what it is. There is a void lurking inside you that feels threatening. This stage can happen on its own or as a result of a life crisis. Stage 2. Changing perspective. You begin to experience life in a completely new way as your perception of it changes. When you reach this point, you begin to see through the lies and deception that are rampant in society. You are dissatisfied with your life. You are troubled by the suffering you see. You have no hope of fixing the problems that plague the world. You no longer see life the way you did in the past, when you were in a state of complacent ignorance. Stage 3. Searching for answers and meaning. This is when you have the deepest questions. You are searching for the meaning of life, your life purpose and spiritual destiny. You begin to delve into various metaphysical, esoteric areas because you are searching for answers and truth. At this point, you are focused on starting your spiritual journey. Stage 4. Finding answers and experiencing breakthroughs. After introspection, you will encounter a teacher, a practice or belief system that will alleviate the existential suffering you are experiencing. You will experience a sense of expansion as your true self begins to emerge along with the dissolution of old patterns in your life. You may have a series of mystical experiences or short moments of enlightenment sitting. They give you a glimpse into the nature of reality at its most fundamental level. This is a time for celebration, hope, connection, and wonder. Stage 5. Disappointment and feeling of loss. The spiritual awakening process is characterized by consistent stages of both renunciation and forward movement. When you reach this point, you begin to lose interest in spiritual teachers because they no longer hold your attention. You become dissatisfied with today's popular spiritual knowledge and crave something more meaningful. It is understandable that you feel confused and deeply shaken by this experience. You have had many mental, emotional, and spiritual breakthroughs, but they still feel like they are only on the surface level, not very deep. You crave a deeper truth and psychology that permeates every aspect of your life and makes you a completely different person. Your feelings of dissatisfaction and complacency drive you to seek more. At this stage, you are no longer interested in engaging in spiritual practice. You are motivated to do deep inner work by the constant pain you feel within your mind. You devote your entire attention to meditation, abstinence, ritual, and become a passionate student of these things. It is at this point in your life that you will undergo the most important and lasting changes within yourself. Remember, the attainment of enlightenment is never a certainty. We can strive towards it, but it can disappear at any time. It is a gift from life itself. However, in this stage, you wake up and experience a deep sense of joy, love, and peace. You share your wisdom with others and act as a spiritual guide or role model in the social community you live in. In the future, your life will focus on those around you. Your perspective will become broader, and you will begin to understand the bigger picture of events. Above all, you will feel connected, at peace with yourself, and deeply in tune with life. If you experience a spiritual awakening, it will likely prompt you to re-evaluate your current spiritual beliefs or develop significant new ones. It is likely that your priorities have changed since you last reviewed them. No matter how important those priorities are, they have changed because you feel lost and no longer have enough faith in them. Second, feeling disconnected or detached. When we first begin the spiritual awakening process, we may experience feelings of being overwhelmed and confused. Don't worry, this is a very normal sign of spiritual awakening. You feel like everything you thought was true in your life is a lie. As a result, you feel disconnected and alienated from activities and people that once brought you joy. Third, your dreams are more vivid. As a result of spiritual awakening, not only will your waking state become more vivid, but your dream life may also become more vivid. The meaning of your dreams and how they connect to your journey will become clearer. Your dreams will be sending you important messages. Fourth, your relationships are changing. Spiritual awakenings are transformative experiences. However, the people who are a part of your life may not always recognize this significance. Because of the changes you are going through, you may feel that your loved ones no longer understand you. You ask those you care about to respect what you are going through and remind them that they do not necessarily resonate with your awakening. On Thursday, you experience more synchronicities. If you often experience surprising synchronicities, such as thinking about someone and then running into them the next day, or if you constantly see angel numbers, then this is a sign that you are on your spiritual path. The experience is also not uncommon during spiritual awakenings. When you go through this process, it will be difficult to ignore the call from Spirit. Most likely, one of your top priorities will be the desire to find meaning in life and fulfillment in your spirituality. Your intuition may also be on the rise. You are developing new intuitive skills. They were always there, but buried under layers of your ego. However, now you have awakened, you feel more in tune with who you are. Your intuition becomes sharper and more reliable. With this heightened intuition, you can detect any deception or manipulation when someone is trying to trick you into believing something that is not true. You realize that everyone is on their own path. As you progress on your own spiritual journey, you will become more open to the idea that others are also on their own spiritual paths. Things that used to be important, such as winning arguments or convincing people of your views, no longer carry the same weight. As you understand that every living thing has inherent worth and is equal to all other living things, you will begin to feel called to serve others. Whether they are people, animals, or the environment, you may not want to change your current job or mission. Instead, perhaps all you need to do is approach what you are doing with a heightened sense of altruism. Spirit guides find you when you are experiencing a spiritual awakening. Your spirit guides can appear to you at any time and in any place to assist you. These individuals do not necessarily have to know you. Rather, they can be anyone from a friendly stranger you meet in the store to a new friend you make by chance or even a prominent figure in the religious or spiritual field. Spiritual awakening is not an easy process, and although it is hopeful, it can feel very lonely. When your entire life is turned upside down, it can be incredibly frustrating, and even more frustrating when others don't share your perspective. 10. You feel more connected to nature at first. You may feel less connected to both your friends and family, but over time, you will begin to feel more connected to the natural world around you. You will feel connected to everything from the plants and animals around you to the wider world. And this can be emotionally powerful. 11. Your senses are sharper as you become more attuned to the present moment during your spiritual awakening. You may find that your senses are heightened. This includes sensitivity to physical, emotional, and energetic stimuli. You may also feel other physical sensations. in addition to heightened awareness and heightened senses, which are not uncommon during this process. 12. You may have physical symptoms. Spiritual awakenings often come with some physical symptoms, such as fatigue and forgetfulness. It is important to note that these symptoms can also be signs of a medical condition, so don't ignore them and see a doctor if they become serious. 13. There is a sudden change in routine. Your daily life, including your routine, will change as your spiritual life begins to undergo a transformation. You let go of old habits that no longer serve you and start prioritizing activities by spending more time in nature or meditating. 14. Your view of the world changes. Spiritual awakening doesn't come easily, and the realizations of alienation and ego shattering can make you feel like you're living in a new reality. 15. You have a greater capacity for empathy as your sense of connection to the world around you grows. So does your ability to empathize with the suffering of others. You feel a stronger calling to help those in need, those in unfortunate circumstances, and to empathize with the pain others are going through. 16. You show more compassion. Spiritually awakened people not only feel empathy for others but also have more compassion for themselves. Thank you everyone. Listen.